All right, if you're just joining, my name is Sam Harvard, and this is the Harvard Money School. I'm teaching you about money in the next 30 days. We've done 9 days, we have 21 days to go, and the next 21 days is going to be amazing. As a matter of fact, from Monday, the next 7 days, we're going to be talking about something incredible. It's a skill that liberates, it's a skill that makes sure you are never broke. It's going to be the selling skill. The selling skill. I'm going to try to make sure that I'm able to add people on the call. Hopefully, if we can do the 4-way stuff, I'll be glad. I'll try and research on why mine is not doing that. And if I can solve that, yeah, we're going to have fun. All right, it's going to be amazing. So today, I was talking about what changed my life and shifted my direction from where it was to where it is currently. And there was an interview that I attended several years ago in Maryland, Lagos, when I wanted to get a job. And then the gentleman looked at me and asked me a simple question. And the question is, what can you do? What can you do? See, life is asking all of us that question every now and then. Whenever we face a challenge, the question is, what can you do? Whenever you need money, the question is, what can you do? So somebody is asking me, Sam, I want to make 1 million in the next 20 days. Is it possible? I would tell you, yes, it is possible. But what can you do? What can you do to make 1 million? What can you do? I was sharing with my student earlier during the hackathon we had for 4 hours of training earlier today, and I said to them that it is possible to do 1 million every day. It is so easy. I mean, I so broke it down to them that we're like, whoa, never seen it this way before. It's that easy. But the question remains, what can you do? So today I'm talking about the power of skill. I cannot overemphasize this. I mentioned this, I think, on the day 2, because this 30 days is going to be about skill, business, and investment. Skill, business, and investment. So we're going to expand more on this along the remaining part of the course of the school. All right, we're going to break it down further. So your skill is the foundational weapon that you are given by the Creator to overcome challenges that happens in your life. Today is Saturday. A lot of people go to church, and those who don't go to church, you can learn from this. Doesn't matter. This is not a religious thing. It's just that I learned the story more from the Bible. We have 2 holy books here. We have the Bible and the Quran. So I'm a follower of the Bible, so I learned the story from it. So there was a gentleman who was an apprentice, and even though he was an apprentice, he decided to get married. And when he got married, he's probably from Edo State. They used to have a lot of children, so he had a lot of children. I think about 7. I can't really remember. So somehow, unfortunately, he fell sick, and because he had no job, was an apprentice, was learning from another man about the business of the man, so he wasn't really making a lot of income. So he didn't have enough money to treat himself, and unfortunately he died. So it was after he died it's in Africa that when a man died, revelation happens. There used to be a family that we were living in the same area when I was growing up, that one of my age grade boy thought he was like the firstborn, not firstborn per se. He has 2 older sisters, but first he was the first son, the heir apparent of his father's empire. Unfortunately, when the father died, he figured out he was the last born, because he saw some Egbo that showed up. Egbo, how are you? So do you know that I look like your father? I am your older brother. Oh yeah, sit down there. He said, I saw that. I thought I was the Egbo. What's going on here? So revelations happen because most of these men, they have affairs, different places. It's crazy. You know, I haven't grown to my age right now. I'm now privileged to know so many things that happen behind the scenes, both on the male and on the female side. And a lot of people actually talk to me. See the rate at which people cheat these days in marriage. Maybe it has always been like that, but you've really not seen it for what it is until you are seeing it. God, man, I think they afraid me. They afraid me. It's mad. Okay, so he thought he was the oldest, but now he's the youngest. So this particular guy, when he died, the wife discovered a lot of things. Not that he really had an affair and stuff, but he had borrowed money from a lot of people. It was so bad. He has borrowed money from a lot of people. Now, unfortunately for the wife and the children, the people who he was owing decided to do a meeting, and they said they were going to share his sons, his children, and those children are going to become slaves. So they will come and start working for them. Excuse me. They will work without salaries so that they can pay the debt of the father. It was very funny. So this particular woman, you know, she was perplexed and all kinds of stuff. She was wondering what she could do. So she ran to the boss of her late husband and said, please, you will not leave me like this. My husband served you well. He had no other job. He was always serving you. Now he's dead, and the people he's owing that did not even know about are threatening us every day. The worst they have said now is they are coming back in a few days to take away all my children. And then I'll be left with nothing. Please, what can you do to help me? And the boss of her husband looked at her and asked her the same question I was asked a couple of years ago. And that's the question I'm asking all of you. What can you do? He asked it in a different way. He said, what do you have? What do you have? Still forward. What do you have? What do you have? What can you do? And the woman responded, they said, I have nothing. The woman responded and said, what? I have nothing. A lot of you think you don't have anything. And that is why you don't have anything. Okay, he said, I have nothing. But, thank God he put a but. He said, I have nothing, but I got a little jar of oil remaining. Some of you are getting the story now. I got a little jar of oil remaining in the house. That's like all the things of God. And that guy said, yeah, not going to be enough. What I want you to do right now is to go and borrow containers. Don't buy it. You don't have money to buy. Just borrow empty containers. Empty containers belonging to other people. Borrow. Empty containers in this sense means it's used to carry content. It's now being used out. So it means those containers were people's experiences, people's stories, people's information, the things that people had gone through, things that people have been able to do, people's past experiences. People's past experiences. All right? So, when you get people's past experience, you get as many as possible. Then pour your oil inside those empty containers. And then go and sell it. So, you have a oil. You have a oil. All of you have a oil. All of you have a oil. Your oil is your, we call it talent. I can call it skill now, but it becomes skill when it is developed into containers. 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 So there is an ability. Talent is an ability, all right? There is an ability in you. If you don't know, you have ability to learn. That's all. You have ability to learn. So what can you learn from other people's experiences, the things they've been able to do? Borrow as many as possible. When you borrow as many as possible, you now start to put your ability into it, which is the process of learning a skill. The process of learning a skill or series of skills. When that skill is well learned, you can now sell it. When that skill is well learned, you can now sell it. There is nobody listening to me right now that doesn't have an ability or the other. And if you have one ability or the other, you can develop that ability into a skill, taking a cue from other people who have been able to develop their own skill into something profitable in the past. So you can develop it. I don't care if you're on a job, I don't care if you're 50 years old or 60 years old or 70 years old, you can develop a skill. If you have one day left to live on this planet, live it learning a skill. You might not use it. Just flow with the ride. Don't waste that little time you might have left if you have a short time to live. But if you have a long time to live, what's your excuse? Especially if you're less than 40. Start learning. Start learning. The guy said, don't borrow a few. Hey, learn as many things as possible. Don't borrow a few. Learn as many as empty containers, people's experience, people's success stories in the past. Gather as many as possible. Gather it to yourself. Only me, as I'm talking to you, I can shoot camera. I can edit video. I can speak. I can write scripts. I can do graphic design. Only me. Hi, Wadi, and welcome. How are you today? So only me can do all of these things. And I wasn't born with them. I started to apply. The only thing is paining me that I've not learned, and I don't know if I will ever be able to learn it. Maybe I will even try one day. Let me just bullshit this whole thing and just try. It's coding. I can build websites. I can do all kinds of stuff. I do funnel. I do all of these things. But I don't know how to code stuff yet and all of those things. Maybe I'll probably just learn it one of these days. I'm not just even learning because I have to practice them, but you cannot, what's the word now? Because I'm talking to multi-country people. You can't do yanga for me. Well, you don't know what yanga means. I don't understand. You understand what yanga means. You cannot do yanga for me if I can also do what I'm asking you to do for me. I'm paying you because it will take my time to do it, not because I don't know how to do it. And I will always have a plan B. Should you mess up, I can do my stuff myself. So learn different things. Gather skills. It's important. Make it part of your life. Develop yourself to become a better version of you every day. At least make a commitment. From today, you are going to make sure you spend minimum 1 hour on YouTube learning something new. 1 hour minimum every day on YouTube learning something new. Minimum 1 hour every day on YouTube. Minimum learning something new. Don't watch a movie. Don't watch all those entertainment bullshit. Make sure you are learning something new, a skill. If you don't have anything to learn, listen to biographies of successful people, stories of successful people. You get empty container from it that you can pour your ability into, and then it becomes something sellable. You get ideas of what other people are doing, and you can put your own capacity into those ideas, and you can sell it. All of you have the opportunity to learn how to sell the way I do from next week. I'm going to train you for 7 days. I will not collect a dime from you. You're borrowing vessels. You're borrowing containers. And that is what you're going to have access to be able to create the kind of lifestyle you so much desire. This is not motivational speaker. I'm telling you the foundation of if things go wrong. So I'm going to tell you this crazy story. There's something crazy I do. I've done it twice now. I look at my life and I said, yes, I've achieved the basic things that I used to pursue, the basic things that I was, in search of back a few years before or prior. And I define wealth as how long it takes you. If they take everything you currently have from you to make them back again, how long does it take you to make them back again? How long does it take you to make them back again? How long does it take you to make them back again? Some of you, your life is tied to your car. There's a governor in Nigeria, they just bought his Rolls Royce Phantom. I think either Phantom or Ghost. Very expensive car. They just burnt it. They killed this gateman. They burnt a lot of things in his house. Those people who did that are trying to inflict pain on him. They are trying to hurt him. They are trying to finish him. But if that guy is wise, which I believe he should be, apart from the fact, of course, he's a politician, so it's easy. He can buy everything back 10 times tomorrow with political money. But let's assume he's not a politician, don't have access to public funds and what have you. That is not him they are hurting. Because his life is not contained in the abundance of the material things that he has ownership of, that he has access to. That is not his life. Your life is not also tied to material things. Some of you, only one car that you have is crazy. Your life is inside it. Nobody can touch it. Yeah, well, clean it like you've married a wife. Who are you deceiving? So what I do is, I call my friends to come and take everything in my house. I gift it all out. I did it the first time, I did it the second time. I gave everything I had out. The first time, I think the only thing that was left was one car, and then a duvet inside the car, then one box, just one box of clothes, and a couple of books. That was all that was left. So I left the town I was living, I traveled to another town. Last year again, I gave an entire house filled up with everything that you can think of. Everything. This time, even with car, nothing. Only a box of clothes. That was all I took. That was all I took. So it's a crazy thing. Anyway, it's easier for me because I'm not married. So I don't have to convince anybody. I can just wake up now and say I'm relocating to which country should I relocate to next. I'll just appear in that country. And I won't carry more than a bag. So I have my laptop and phone. Because those are my offices, So I just do that. Now, the moment I release those things, my level is higher than those things. The moment I'm holding on to those things, my level is still below those things. Whatever you can give, you're above that thing. And what that means is that your mind is now open to attract bigger stuff into your life. It is easier to operate from a position of rest, all right, than from a position of fear. It is easier to operate from a position of rest than a position of fear. A lot of you are afraid. You don't know what you're going to eat tomorrow. You don't know what you're going to spend next week. That is not how you want to live your life. So, gather empty container. Pour your ability into it. What am I saying in essence? Learn a skill. If I give out everything I have, there's one thing I can't give out. Even if I give it out, it's like soft copy. It's duplicating itself. The original is still there. It is my skill. The more of them I can learn, the better I am, the better I become. So, but there is a problem. And that problem is there are many skillful people that are broke. If you agree with me, comment 1. Type 1. Just type 1. There are many skillful people that are fucking broke. I'm doing everything everything possible. I know how to do everything. You are fucking broke. You're broke, busted, terrible. Your life is a mess. And you are skillful. That's reality. The question is why? Why? Talking about the power of skills. Day 9, Harvard Morning School. You're welcome to just joining us. So why are they broke? Do they have skills? Do you know the problem? They don't know how to sell. Asha, welcome. You came in a bit late today. How are you? You need to teach me how to greet in Russia, you know. I like to speak Russian on this call, my comrade. You don't know how to sell. And that's the problem. That is why you are broke, even though you are skillful. Even though you've learned a skill. Because that guy, by the way, those of you who go to Sunday school, the name of the guy is Elisha, and then the what's it called? The guy, they call him son of the prophet. All right. So he said, after you have filled it, go and sell and pay your debt. So just say go and sell. A lot of people just jump it. Think selling is that. The only reason you're skillful and you've not learned how to earn, or you've not made money with your skill, is because you don't know how to sell. It's because you don't know how to sell. A lot of you can sing heaven and earth. It's not talent or how sweet your voice is or the that you can do that makes money. A lot of idiots on the road can do that. But a few guys that are famous, that are making a lot of money with music, know how to sell, or they paid someone who knows how to sell their skill. And that is why you don't want to miss the next 7 days of this school, because I will be teaching you at least how I sell. At least. So I'll be teaching you all the rudiments. It's a full school, 7 days inside this morning school. And guess what? It's still free. It is still free, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God. Which of you just me? God. I don't like this. But I like it if your lives can change. I like it if your lives can change. So you want to make sure that your friends and families and everybody you know are following Sam Harvard _ on Instagram, or they're following Sam Harvard TV on Facebook, so that they will be able to participate in this training. So tomorrow's class is going to be practical class, because we're starting the selling school on Monday. So I'm going to lay the foundation tomorrow. We're going to go through some of the things we have thought about before, and I'm going to probably add people on the call so that you can ask me questions. I can ask questions. It's going to be pretty interactive and sweet. DJ Harvard is also going to be in the building. We're going to dance and boogie a little bit and then have some fun. Maybe within an hour we'll be done, but by Monday we will start the school fully for 7 days, and then we'll move into the next thing. So one major skill I'm going to teach all of you, which is the foundational skill for everything, is the skill of selling, ladies and gentlemen. It's the skill of selling. So thank you for joining me today. This is the end of the school today. So tomorrow you want to be part of this. 3 p.m. same time, 6 p.m. Dubai time. And we're going to lay the foundation tomorrow, have a lot of stuff. You have questions for me and all of that, please put it up. And then we're going to have amazing fun from tomorrow. All right, thank you very much. If you learned something today, I want you to type value. Where is my